All right, troops. Today, let's talk about Danger Close, Book 3 of Rick Partlow's Drop Trooper series. And it's my 7th book in Rick Partlow's Drop Trooper universe. If you've been following the channel, you know I'm basically the CEO of the Rick Partlow fan club. Missed my reviews of the first 2 books? No worries, they're linked right here. But today, we're talking about a book packed with action, heartbreak, and of course, plenty of explosions. Just a reminder, there are 44 books in the Drop Trooper universe. For those of you who might be new here, this universe kicks off with the Holy War series, which I've already tackled, and then we jump into Drop Trooper, which is, well, exactly what it sounds like. Marines dropped into dangerous situations, usually in the middle of enemy fire. Now, this is a military sci-fi world, where we've got aliens, superpowered suits, and so much tactical drama, it'll make your head spin. Cam Alvarez, the protagonist, is back, and this time, he's been promoted. Yep, from sergeant to second lieutenant, and he's about to discover that leadership might just be more dangerous than running point in battle. The whole book revolves around his journey as he gets used to his new role, while still leading his old platoon, and it's about as messy as you'd expect when you throw inexperienced leaders into a high-stakes war. The Tani, oh boy, these alien bastards aren't going to make it easy. Now, if you've read the first couple of books, you know what you're in for. Danger Close doesn't hold back when it comes to the action. I'm talking big battles, tight situations, and a lot of people you kind of get attached to, only to see them get vaporized in the most dramatic ways. It's like Rick Partlow just knows how to hit you right in the feels with a laser blast. But honestly, that's why you're here. You want those nail-biting moments, and Danger Close delivers. Sure, the book does get a little repetitive in places. You've got your standard leadership crisis, explosions, and troops being sent on a suicide mission beats. But hey, that's the military life, right? You don't always get to choose the battle you fight. Cam's struggling with his new role as an officer, and honestly, you can't help but feel for the guy. He's been thrust into this leadership thing, basically a kid playing commander in a real-world game of Risk. And it's hard, no joke. The stakes here feel real, especially when people you care about start dying. And that's not just the enemy, it's your own troops. Tough stuff. Let's talk about Cam for a second. This guy is a classic Mustang, an enlisted soldier who climbed the ranks to become an officer. And that transition, brutal. 1 minute, he's a respected sergeant. The next, he's the new lieutenant with an entire platoon looking to him for leadership. You can feel the pressure, the self-doubt, the weight of every decision. The book does a great job of showing how combat and command can wear a person down. And hey, it's not all war and tactics. There's a bit of romance too. Not the focus, but it adds depth to Cam's character. And speaking of depth, one of the funniest moments, when he admits the most useful thing he learned in officer candidate school wasn't about leading troops. It was how to manage his money. In the middle of war, he's just happy he finally understands investing. Classic Alvarez. But what about the battles? Oh, we got battles. Big ones. In true military sci-fi fashion, the combat scenes are sharp, intense, and tactical. The drop suits, the squad dynamics, the sheer chaos of it all. It feels real. Even though it's set in space, the action is so grounded you can practically hear the gunfire. But the most brutal moment? That's when a group of Tani soldiers actually surrender. Something we've never seen before. They drop their weapons, kneel, and wait. And then they get slaughtered. No orders, no hesitation, just cold, raw vengeance. And Cam? He doesn't stop it. He just walks away. When questioned, like, weren't those guys surrendering? His response is chilling. Tani, never surrender. It's one of those gut punch moments that makes you sit there and think, damn, that was dark. Now, the negatives? Let's not sugarcoat it. Danger Close has its flaws too. Some might find the tactical decisions a bit off or repetitive. Like, really? Cam's always getting himself into hot water with his superiors. It's getting kind of old, right? But hey, if you're here for some emotional highs and action that'll have your pulse racing, those little hiccups are easy to overlook. All in all, Danger Close is another solid chapter in the Drop Trooper series. Cam Alvarez is now a second lieutenant, leading his platoon through some of the toughest battles of his life. Though, let's be real, we're only at book 3 out of 16, so it's definitely going to get worse. It's intense, gritty, and the guy's dealing with more emotional turmoil than a bag of mixed nuts. But that's what makes him so relatable. You get all the action, explosions, death, and those edge-of-your-seat moments. But you also see the weight of command crushing down on him. He's not just fighting battles. He's making the call on who fights them. It's got heart, it's got action, and it keeps you hooked from start to finish. And there we have it. If you're into military sci-fi, Danger Close absolutely needs to be on your list. It's got the perfect mix of strategy, suspense, and some brutal choices. Up next for me, Direct Fire, which was a Dragon Awards finalist. But honestly, while reading Danger Close, I had to double check if perhaps this was actually the one that got nominated because it's that good. I'm rereading it right now. And hey, if you've read it, drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you haven't started this series yet, seriously, what are you waiting for? Anyways, hit that like and subscribe button for more military sci-fi book reviews. I'll see you in the next one. Burn bright and burn enough.